My full name's Adam Charles Voges. I believe Voges is a German orientation. Other than that, I've got absolutely no idea. I was born in Subiaco. Lived my early life up in the northern suburbs of Perth, up in Greenwood. My dad's a school teacher, so the early couple of years we sort of moved around a bit. We lived out in Kalgoorlie, which is a fair way east of Perth, but then I guess my most memories are probably living down in Rockingham, down in Warnbro. At Warnbro, in about year 3 or year 4, you had to say what you wanted to be when you grew up, and I picked an optometrist, and I didn't even know what that meant. I just thought it sounded cool, so then after a little bit of research into it, I thought there's no chance I'm ever going to do that. After I'd finished school, I went to university. I'm actually still going to university. It's been probably one of the world's longest degrees, but we're almost there. So, and that's in sports science. So I guess I always sort of thought that hopefully I was going to be involved in sport in some way. Cricket's been great to me as a player. So if I can stay in the game in some form, in administration or as part of a coaching setup or something like that, that would be terrific. My mum's back fence is actually my uncle's house, her brother's house. So they're very tight together. Which is handy because he's got a pool, so they've actually just taken one of the fence slats out and you can just walk into his house and have a swim whenever you want, which is nice. Yeah, my wife Christy, we got married about 2 years ago now, so and have a little son Xavier. Who's flying at the moment. He's just started learning how to crawl, and he said dad the other day, which was pretty cool, so he's keeping us very busy. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll definitely have 1 or 2 more at some stage. It's not me you need to convince, it's probably Christy, but she has to do a bit more work than what I do. So I knew of her in high school, but she didn't really know of me because I was younger. And it wasn't until at my footy days at the Warnbro Swans, where her dad was actually the coach, and actually started dating the coach's daughter halfway through one of the footy seasons, which actually her brother was the captain of the team as well. So I wasn't actually that popular for a little while there. I part own a few greyhounds, which is always good fun. We've had a couple of really good ones. We've had some great names. We've got Suspect Action and Booming Action, and those 2 dogs have been really good for us. If you ask Christy, she said we haven't actually had our honeymoon yet, so because we went straight to Nottinghamshire after we got married, and she didn't really think that me playing cricket at Trent Bridge was much of a honeymoon. Getting down to the Margaret River area, the Wyden regions, and being able to just relax down there and on the beach again and spend a bit of quality time down there is always something we try and get down there once or twice a year. The dream team, obviously the fantasy footy, coaching and that sort of stuff. I'm quite, I get quite involved in that sort of stuff. I think one year I finished in about the top 60 or 70, I think, in the country, which I thought was pretty good at the time. I do enjoy cooking. I'm not very good at it, but I do actually enjoy doing it and getting in there and having a go. Most of the time I get in there, start something, and then Christy sort of takes over because I'm not doing something right. Probably the worst injury I've had was I broke my wrist playing football. Yeah, got bumped and my hand landed a little awkwardly, and broke it in a couple of places, and that was in a cast for a good couple of months. Always been a big fan of Pearl Jam. I think they've been my favourite band since going to high school. We work pretty closely with Variety Club over here with the West Australian squad. We do a little bit of work with them, which is great. I remember one night my mum came inside at about 2 o'clock in the morning in tears because there was a flattened ginger cat outside our house, and she'd thought the worst, that obviously our beloved pet had been run over, and she cried for about half a day. She woke us all up at 2 o'clock that morning, cried for about half a day, and then I think it was about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Oscar came running in, came home, so I'm still not sure whose poor cat that was lying in the middle of the road, but fortunately it wasn't ours. My favourite belonging is my WA cricket cap, I think. For me, it's the thing that I treasure the most. It's never been washed since the day I wore it. In winter, it actually has to air, because one year I left it in my cricket bag and it had mould on it. So Still didn't wash it, but I managed to get the mould off, so it airs for 6 months of the year, yeah.